Jonathan Edwards says this: as feasts are expensive and are provided at the expense of the host, so the provision which God has in the gospel made for our souls is exceedingly expensive unto him. We have it for nothing. It costs us nothing, but it costs God a great deal. God has put on a banquet and a feast for you and I called a relationship with Jesus Christ. And it's cost him his very life, his very son. It was at great expense. Who's ever put on a massive dinner party and kind of blown their bank account, but you didn't care? Anyone? Did anyone care? Yeah. But what an awesome, do you know when you're buying like say some bottles of wine and some food and the lamb and the vegetables and and the McDonald's or whatever you're buying, KFC bucket, 12 spices, oh, they're going to love this, and mashed potatoes pre-made by the Colonel, and they're like, those things are like soft cream ice cream, man. I think it's the same. It's just slightly savorier and with gravy on it. And so, would you like chocolate sauce or gravy? Okay. But man, when you have a banquet, a feast, and you put on a dinner party, you're not thinking, this is just costing me so much. I hope, and you put out a bucket at the door, that'll be $20, thanks, as you come in. No, you just go to town because you want to lavish upon your friends and your family and the people you love. And in the same way, God spared nothing. He spared nothing to the point of his own son, and he put on a feast for us, and now he's calling us to the table. And he's saying, if you don't come to the table, I'm going to bring the broken and the poor and the homeless and the abused. Hey, you wealthy people of Sydney, come to the table and bring your friends along with you. God has spared no expense for us to enjoy his kingdom. Come on, give God a hand. He is awesome. He is amazing. He is amazing. And it's interesting that this passage here refers to the throat, the tongue, the mouth. What was happening in the Roman church, and I think Paul was doing this on purpose, was they were complaining about each other. And so he refers to the sins of our mouth and our throat and what comes out of these lips in a community setting where we're talking about each other and we're bad-mouthing each other. And when we're not in the presence of someone else, we're pulling each other down. But he's saying, no. As a Christian faith community, we lift each other up, we edify and we build and we love each other when we're with someone and when we're not with them. This is what it calls to be a believer. This is what happens when God is not at the center of our life, but when Jesus is the center of our life, we start to speak well of one another. See, Christianity and following Christ is not some ethereal thing that floats in the sky that we sing a song. It comes down to real, practical things of where our words go and where they're directed and whether we actually love someone. If Jesus is at the center of our life, and tonight he can be as we recommit to him. And so it says, but now, we'll just go to 19, sorry. Now we know that whatever the law says, it says to those who are under the law, so that every mouth may be silenced. Basically saying that no one can voice and say, I deserve this. No one at the table can pipe up and say, oh, I had something to do with this dinner party. No one can say, hey, I provided the lamb. No, you didn't. Don't lie. You didn't provide anything. You got freely invited to this table. And we constantly try and show God up and say, we deserve to be here because of this, this, and this. He's saying, no. I put it on. Just sit there and enjoy it. Love it. Enjoy relationship with one another and with God. Just be free. That's, I've been serving in this church since I was 16, and every week I jump, I clap, I sing. No one has to ask me to do it. You want to know why? I am so thankful in my heart. And if you don't come in here and sing and clap and dance, now if you're a visitor and you don't know what I'm talking about, don't even worry about it. But if you're a member of change and you drag your feet in here, I'm telling you, we need to rise up and say, I need you, God. I have fresh passion and life to sing when I come to change and give you all the glory and all the praise. This is the truth. He's not some ethereal kind of just thought in your head. It's practical, coming out of your heart. It's oozing out of your spirit. God is real. And when He's the center of our life, we can say, you deserve all the glory, Lord. But now a righteousness from God, apart from the law, has been made known. Man, I love that. It's apart from the law. You don't have to fulfill anything to deserve this righteousness, to inherit the righteousness of Jesus Christ. You are simply justified by believing it. By believing it. By believing. And what is the most conflicting thought in your mind of your doubt and everything? It's your faith. What do you battle with the most? It's believing. It's the thing that we battle with the most. And I'm not just talking about, I believe in God. I'm talking about when the rubber hits the road and your words are going to say something negative, that's faith to say something positive. Do you understand? Faith isn't just, I believe God's real. Faith becomes something that is not quite there. And so when you want to say, that guy's this, and this, you say, no, he's this, and this. Faith believes in people, believes the best about your leaders and the people around you, believes the best in those that are not here tonight. It doesn't matter if they're gay, sleeping around, on drugs. I don't care. Grace covers every sin that has ever been committed and ever will be committed by the love of Jesus Christ on the cross. And until we speak that grace and we live that grace and we stop prejudging and criticizing and trying to formulate. You know why we put laws on other people? Because somehow we don't feel we deserve what we're actually receiving right now. So we're already at the table enjoying the meal and someone's walking through the door and somehow it's reserved for us. And we place requirements now to sit at the table. Jesus is saying, no, if you do that, you're off. You're off the table. That's how serious this is. That's what He says in Romans 2, remember? If you judge, you're just as bad as the one that's walking through the door that's committed the sin. This is the truth tonight, guys. I know I'm clapping and I'm telling you, this truth is real. Jesus Christ freely invites us tonight. But now a righteousness from God apart from the law has been made known, to which the law and the prophets testify. What does that mean? When you see that in the New Testament, or when Paul writes that, it just means the Old Testament. It means all the scripture before the New Testament all speaks of Jesus. It's not something weird. It's just saying all the Old Testament speaks and points to Christ. This righteousness from God comes through faith in Jesus Christ to all who believe.